Okay, first thing to check in the workspace, remember the things on the right-hand side are called your panels. I want you guys to look for the panel called layers. Make sure your layers panel is open. It should be. I'd be concerned if it's not by default. But if it's not, remember you can go up to your window menu and look for it there. Okay, but again, that's only if it's not open. Okay, layers panel. Good. Now before we start, I want to make a metaphor for you guys. So all eyes up here for a second. Photoshop is called a non-destructive application, meaning the edits we do to our image they're not permanent. Okay? As you can see here, your one and only layer to start with is called background, and it's locked so that it's a safeguard so you don't permanently edit that image. Okay? Now it's called layers because every edit that we're going to do to it, I want you to think of it like a stack of paper. Okay? Let's say, oh, I want it a little warmer. A stack of paper will go on top of it. Oh, I want it a little brighter. So, another layer goes on top. All right? And you guys will see that in your layers panel as we start editing today. Okay? So think of a stack of paper. Think of that analogy and how the topmost piece of paper is what is seen. Okay? If you look at the bottom of your layers panel, you'll notice a row of icons that looks like this. I want you to click on the one that looks like the yin-yang symbol, half black, half white circle. Okay, it's at the bottom of your layers panel. When you click that, you get a list of what are called adjustment layers. This is how we edit the white balance of our photos. Make it brighter, make it warmer, change colors, things like that. So first, we're going to start simple, and we're going to add a brightness and contrast layer. Can you guys click on that one for me? Yeah, brightness and contrast. Now, when you click on it, I want you to be aware of two things. One, now look at your layers panel. See what I'm talking about? Boom, there's that stack of paper. You got a new layer on top. B, look at your properties panel, and it have changed now to what we're working with, brightness and contrast. So, go ahead and play around with those sliders for a minute and you'll see how it adjusts your photo. Again, really simple, right? More bright, dark, more contrast, less contrast, right? Really simple, but can make the world of a difference. I'm setting both of them to about 25. Cool. That one's a no-brainer. Let's add another adjustment layer. So again, go back to that yin-yang symbol there at the bottom of your layers panel. So you can bring up the list. And we're going to add hue and saturation. Hue and saturation adjustment layer. Now again, look at your layers panel. Boom. It gets its own layer, right? Another piece of paper. And your properties panel changes to reflect what we're trying to do. Okay, the hue slider changes colors from one color to another. So if I go left here, you can see that she starts looking a little purple and blue. And if we go to the right, she starts looking a little green and teal. Okay. Now, obviously, that is of no use when we're editing people because we want to keep their natural skin tone. This is going to be applicable to when we start selecting certain pieces of our picture. Like, let's say we want to change a shirt color or someone's eye color, right? That's where this comes into play. That's going to be coming up here soon. So I'm not going to play around with hue right now. Instead, I'm going to play with saturation. Saturation increases your colors. It makes them more vibrant, okay? Now, obviously, I don't want to go all the way because now it looks like a neon portrait. But again, just a little boost. Okay, remember, editing is about enhancing what's already there and not making it unrealistic. Okay, my saturation's at about 20. Now the lightness slider, I don't ever play with that because I'd rather use brightness and contrast, but nonetheless, you can see it makes it brighter or darker. But I'm not going to play around with that one. All right, that's looking good. Okay, we're going to add a third adjustment layer. So now, head down to that yin-yang symbol again. And I actually want you to do the first option. We're going to add a solid color. Yeah, whoa. All right, now by default it's black, so move your cursor here in the giant square. Move the hue slider on the right-hand side. Don't choose black, don't choose white, don't choose gray. I want you to pick something vibrant. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, right? Something of a vibrant color so you can see what's happening. I'm going to go with blue, just because that's my mood for today. If you don't know what to pick, I would pick blue or orange, since we're working with a portrait. But any color's fine, just not black or white. Good. Once you've picked it, you're just going to simply click OK in that dialog box so that we can continue editing. Good. All right, look at your layers panel again. If it hasn't clicked already, this should be a testament to what we've been talking about, right? Your solid colors at the top. Thus, that's why it's the only thing we see. Is the image gone? No, it's just hidden by a solid color because it's at the bottom. Okay. What I love about Photoshop is with each layer, you can pick how much you get to see through it. What do I mean by that? Well, let's say I was physically holding a piece of blue paper. Can I see through it? No, it's solid blue. But in Photoshop, you can. You can decide how much to see through it, like a transparent piece of paper, right? So again, look at the top of your layers panel, and I want you to find where it says opacity. You see how it says 100%? That means you can't see through it. Play around with that percentage. Drop it down, start moving it, and you will start seeing the magic of being able to see your image underneath it. Okay? But now it has like a tone to it, right? Now your overall image.
Opacity, right there.
Yeah. No. No. Undo that. Opacity. See where it says opacity? Click that. I don't know why your screen is so tiny, but yeah, there you go. Okay. Good. Now I'm going to drop mine to about like 30%. About like such. Okay. And then boom. I hope you guys realized, like we're talking about color harmonies, right? Instantly you have a nice tone to your picture. You went from standard to like maybe warm or cool, green or red. Here's a before and after of mine. You ready? This was before, and here's after, just by adding a blue tint to it. If you want to see before and after, look at your layer. Every layer has a little eye icon on the left. If you just click that on and off, it hides it, so you can see a little before and after. Yes. Oh, thanks, Nathan. Or if you click and drag down the row of eyes like this, click and drag, you can take off multiple layers. So this is how I can see a before and after of the entire thing. This is what we started with. This is what I ended with. Awesome. Great, you guys are professional editors already. It looks good. Okay, there's one extra feature to layers that I think is more powerful than opacity. In order for this to give the best effect, put your opacity back at 100% on your solid color. Okay. Bring it back to 100%. Good. All right. In that same location where it says opacity, look to the left of it. You'll see a drop-down menu. By default, it's on normal. If you click there, you unleash what is called blend modes, okay, where you affect how that layer blends with the other layers. Okay? Now it's still at 100%, right? Still at 100%. I'm going to put mine down onto soft light because that works really good with portraits. And even though my opacity is at 100%, the blend mode changed and it changes its relation to the rest of the photo. Okay. Now you can still play with the opacity. Maybe you don't want it at 100%. Maybe it's still too pink, too yellow, too blue. That's fine. Do both. Do both. Nice. So here's my before. This is what we started with. And then here's after. Nice and cool, as if it was taken at night, right? Or close to right after sunset.